Is this the right button? Did I hit the... I guess I hope I didn't hit the right button. This... this one? Oh no, my Stream Deck. No! It doesn't work! Let's just click the button. Hi. This is a professional stream. Very much so. Man, my button didn't work. I have a Stream Deck and didn't even work. What a bummer. Sorry, I'm still very new at this. Never really streamed all that much. Been very busy the past couple of days. Let me fix that really quickly. And let's lower that volume a bit and we're good. Hey, what's up, Pie Guy? How you doing? It's me, your friend, Mr.Hasbro, here to talk to you about things. Oh, man. Oh, you have no idea how uncomfortable this is. It has been an incredible roller coaster of a week, especially here at Mr. Hasbro's studio. We have had so many meetings, all of them could have been emails, and it's been a day. So, but it's the weekend now, and everyone's working overtime. Just like any good business owner should do. Make everyone work overtime. I'm gonna need you to come in on Saturday. Anyways, I wanted to take a look at some stuff and just chat as Mr. Hasbro. Big question, Mr. Hasbro. The OGL 2.0. I am not at liberty to discuss the OGL 2.0 at this point in time. We do have our lawyers, I mean our staff looking into that to try and figure out the best response to the community outrage. I mean the community's message to us that 1.1 was not working. So we will be moving forward with making it better for everyone, because it wasn't you guys that won. We also won. Everybody won. Exactly. Just like that. I feel like I should have a silly little microphone in my hand. Still in the works. Yeah, 2.0, we're still working on it. It's a lot of work. We want to make sure that we hear the community, and we want to make sure that we respond in the appropriate way. But you know, it's just we're gonna keep going and listening to the community as we go. And as you know, since we're listening, we hope that everyone will resubscribe to D&D Beyond, because you know that would be great. And then once, you know, we're all friends and everyone's happy again, we can all laugh at this later on in our piles of money. I mean, in our community togetherness, happiness, and because we all won. Exactly. Everybody won. What of Critical Role, Mr. Hasbro? Will you set them free? This is a very big common misconception. People seem to think that we have Critical Role on a leash, when in fact it is actually a chain. It is not a leash. And actually, I do need to have a discussion with them, as they did make a statement the other day, which, you know, didn't necessarily say too much, but it said a lot, which Mr. Hasbro needs to, you know, go yank on it a little bit. So we gotta deal with some stuff. But, no comment further. No further comment. We will be reading their statement together. So no worries about that. You know, Mr. Hasbro really likes his coffee. And I'm very sad that this coffee is gone. Someone give me another coffee, please. I'm just a guy sitting in his basement yelling at no one. Oh, man. I can't believe that. Yeah, it's been a crazy week, guys, regardless. I cannot believe the week that we've had. We've got, I think it's a LegalEagle video. We've got a Critical Role response. We've got so much stuff going on. My response to Paizo, no response. None. No response. I took their lunch money, and they still continued to do what they did. I kicked them. pushed them down the stairs, did everything I could. After I raised them, I fed them out of the palm of my hands the scraps of what we created, and they do this? Sorry, I'm getting a message in my ear that I need to stop getting angry at them. No comment. No comment. Not the lunch money, Mr. Hasbro. Anything but the lunch money. Yes. Lunch money. It's very important. You know, since everyone canceled the D&D Beyond subscriptions, lunch money is more important now than ever, right? We all gotta eat. And some people, you know, my large cold brew coffee is gone. And I can't get another one because everyone canceled their D&D Beyond subscriptions. This is what, we're all in this together. You're taking food and drink, you're taking nourishment out of the community's hands. So, just remember that when you continue your hashtag D&D Begons and your hashtag open D&Ds. Yes. We didn't feel anything. We're stronger than ever. This is the best company in the world. People are so ungrateful. You deserve all the money. Well, I don't want to say we deserve all the money, all right? We provide an excellent service for everyone that everyone has enjoyed for years, and now they no longer want to support that, which is strange to me, as obviously, you know, it's a very good product, but you know, we don't deserve anything. Oh, look at that. That's very strange. Sorry, you're not supposed to see my eyes. You can see my eyes, you can see my soul and my feelings. Why are you blaming the guy with the eye patch? How is he connected to all of this? Well, you see, the guy with the eye patch, the thing about him, first of all, just don't like him. Second of all, guy with the eye patch. People think it was brought to my attention that apparently he was the guy that at least started somewhat, at least was at the forefront of this. I don't know if he started it entirely, but he was somewhere in the front of it. Definitely, you know, Captain America leading the charge, mumbo jumbo. But the guy with the eye patch also, you know, easy target. Let's be real. He's just an easy target. That's him. It's very easy to just, you know, it's his fault. So, it's all his fault. It's definitely not our fault. Definitely not our fault. Soul. Don't you hit me with the soul question mark. I have a soul. It's just tied down in the pits of hell with the chains that I use to strap other content creators with. Oh my god. Oh, you have no idea how uncomfortable this actually is, but Mr. Hasbro will put up with it for the people, because the people deserve the best. Exactly. What is the plan now? Well, we put out a statement 2 days ago now. One day, 2 days ago. My glasses are crooked. Do you see what you do to me? My glasses are crooked because I get so worked up talking about this. It's not good for my doctor tells me I should not be worrying about this. I should not be talking. But you know what? We need to get in front of the community. As for our next steps, our plan now is to rework the OGL 1.1 into the OGL 2.0. If you saw my message before, royalties are no longer going to be included. That's because we're getting rid of the term. We're replacing that with obligatory gratuity. I think it's a much nicer, family-friendly term, and I think that will really solve a lot of the problems that people feel came with the 1.1. As for the rest of it, we're not ready to discuss it yet, but we're outside from that, we're looking at potentially making new content and making new content, and just going from there and seeing how the community responds. Because really, we're all learning in this. you know, it's an uphill battle for everybody. The community, us, you know, it's people seem to think that the community versus Mr. Hasbro. All right, it's not the community versus Mr. Hasbro. It's the community and Mr. Hasbro against the evil corporation. Because let's be honest, I'm your friend and you can trust me. You saw my Paizo meeting yesterday. Oh yes. That was a Paizo meeting. Yes, of course. It was very Helm's Deep, if I say so myself. Wait a second. I'm completely lost here. Oh, that's why. Okay. Never mind. Yes, my Paizo meeting that I was definitely at and not sneaking in and listening to in the window. Very, very upset with Mr. Paizo. But it's what we can do for now. We just kind of take it in stride and send them a cease and desist letter when we get a chance. You know how it is. Tisk tisk. Can't believe it. But yes, we wanted to take a look at the Critical Role response. We wanted to take a look at the, I think it's the rules, the Eagle guy posted a video. This whole OGL stuff is getting really blown out of business. And if we're being honest, we're getting 2,000 subscriber Andes. Oh, side note, out of character. Yo guys, my thumbnail was put in a Blaine Simple video. That's freaking cool. He called me a 2,000 subscriber Andy. I think that's pretty chill. I don't know if an Andy is a term of endearment or a term of, I don't like this guy, but I still think it's cool. Okay, back in character. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, we're friends now, Mr. Hasbro. As a friend, isn't it Curtis? Curtis, hold on a second. I gotta look that word up. To buy me dinner before you... well, you see, Pie Guy, generally, we would love to take the community out to dinner. We would love to have a D&D, what's the word? Convention, per se. But, and that would, believe it or not, that was in the plans for this year. We were planning on having a very, very large party and inviting all of the content creators, inviting all of our friends that love to play Dungeons & Dragons, and inviting them and throwing them all a pizza party. But because everyone decided to unsubscribe from D&D Beyond, we can no longer do that. So maybe if people resubscribe to D&D Beyond, we'll be able to throw that pizza party again. But until then, it's not on the books, unfortunately. Very, very unfortunate. I'm going to mark this as parody, by the way. Because, I want to make sure that people know this is entirely parody. You can't spell. Well, it's okay. Neither can I. That's why I pay for lawyers, which I can no longer pay because we have no more money. I hate to break it to you, everybody, but one D&D might not be happening. The OGL 2.0 is definitely well, OGL change is definitely happening, but I don't know. I can't make any comments on that going forward. It's too risky. Very, very, very risky. And not worth bringing up at this juncture. So I think I'm going to pull this up, and I'm going to actually take a look at some stuff maybe, because I think we deserve Mr. Hasbro's take on a lot of this information. If I can just remember how to actually stream, which I don't know if I do. Oh, here we go. Boop, boop, boop. Yes, this is what I wanted. I will then pop. Sorry, everybody. Mr. Hasbro is having some streaming troubles because we can't pay for the production team to run this for me. So Mr. Hasbro has to do all of this himself, which really is a big bummer because Mr. Hasbro doesn't really know how to do much. Top screen. Make that. There we go. Pop you there. Beautiful, everybody. Beautiful. Here we go. All right. Sorry, everyone. Bear with me. I'm doing my best here. Let's take a look at this magical critical role statement. I will pull it up on my screen here. How is the music, by the way? Is the music too loud? I don't have a producer anymore because I can't afford it. So, let's see. Critical Role response. Let's take a look at this and see how this is going. Here it is. Let's swap over to my transition. You can't hear the music? Wow! Whoever's doing the production needs to be fired. They're out of here. Get them out. We can't pay them anyways. There we go. How's that? There is no music. How's this? That should be better. I don't know. Mr. Hasbro, coming at you live from wherever the hell Hasbro Corp is. Boom. I should make us smaller. Let's make us smaller so we can actually see the response. There we go. Transition to that. There we go. How's that? Cafe Piano. Here we go. Now, we have seen a couple of different responses and videos and hot takes, cold takes, lukewarm takes, however you want to say, to this Critical Role response. I want you to understand that Mr. Hasbro has the community's best interest at heart, and as such, we have no ill will towards Mr. Critical Role. But Mr. Critical Role also needs to understand that they need to keep their big mouths shut, because that's going to be a problem for them if they don't. Anyways, let's take a look at this response. We'll do this in character for now, and then I'll give you an honest take on it. Critical Role has always supported creators and game development in the tabletop space. We stand by our our industrial peer. Mr. Hasbro has trouble speaking too. We stand by our industry peers as well as anyone who takes a risk creating a new system or developing an original idea. This is very bad. I don't like. The beauty of gaming comes from the opportunity to share inclusive, diverse, and compelling stories from a wide spectrum of creators. You know, us at Hasbro, we stand for inclusivity. That is a word I do understand, and I like that. Definitely like that, because I'm very, very... that is incredibly loud. Thank you, Javier. Oh my goodness. I don't know if that was supposed to be so loud, but... it was very loud in my ears. I don't actually know how to turn that off. So hopefully it wasn't too bad for you. Anyways. Yikers. That's exactly why we launched our own game publishing company a few years ago. Because we believe that broadening the field of creators boosts the entire industry. That is also very loud. Didn't you just... Thank you, Kaji, for the subscription as well. It's just... That's so... Alright, I know you probably can't hear how loud that is, but that is unbearably loud in my headphones. Oh, wow, that nearly made me piss my pants. Holy snot, dude. Thank you, Kaji. The success we have experienced is thanks to the passion and interest of the greater tabletop community, and we commit to fostering an environment that allows everyone the opportunity to easily share the stories they wish to tell. Very neutral response, if I say so myself. Honestly, I don't believe I can... I'm not a lawyer. All these words don't mean much. Anything over 5 letters is too much for me to comprehend. Except for this inclusive word. I enjoy that inclusive word very much, because that inclusive word makes me money. I mean, that inclusive word is important to the community, so that's why I know it so well. Anyways, in all honesty, personal take on this is Lee talking, not Mr. Hasbro. I think this is a very, very well done take by Critical Role. There's been so much shade thrown at these people because this is seeming like a very neutral response, but quite honestly, they're probably under some contract, legal obligation, mumbo jumbo, whatever. I'm not a lawyer. Thank you, Thea? Barug! Thank you, Barug, for that. That again is very loud in my ears. I will learn how to turn that off next time, or turn it lower next time, not turn it off. But I appreciate that. Yeah, I think this is a great take by Critical Role. People who are saying that this is toxic or not good enough, I think they don't truly understand the situation, because they're pretty much telling Hasbro to piss off here in a way that's PG and a way that's very Critical Role-esque of them. So I do like this take a lot. Subscribe for pain. Dude, my eardrums are bleeding. Ah. All right, Mr. Hasbro, back in. Here we go. Now, Mr. Hasbro will be holding a Q&A for people who wish to ask Mr. Hasbro questions in the near future. So we get excited for that. But Mr. Hasbro will only answer those allotted approved questions that are approved by my lawyers to respond to. My lawyers at this point they're being retained because, quite honestly, we're in a little bit of hot water here, but don't worry about that. Not a big deal. How did that statement make you feel? The Critical Role statement? Well, in the best way I can, in the most honest and open way I can say, that statement made me feel bad, made me feel sad, and made me feel unhappy. And those are all feelings that I, Mr. Hasbro, shares with the community. Those feelings are all very legitimate, and everyone feels sad sometimes, because I am relatable and an actual person. Anyways, the same lawyers that wrote the new OGL, that's not an OGL. Listen, alright, I do not claim to be a lawyer. I pay lawyers to be good lawyers, and I very well could have paid bad lawyers, to be not good lawyers. So, I may have made a mistake in the lawyers, but either way, that OGL was not written by them. That OGL was written by my intern. Yeah, I don't actually pay him, so maybe that's why it turned out so well. You know, hindsight, writing the OGL, I probably should have paid someone to do that, whose job it is to do that, and not just made the unpaid intern do it. Yeah, that's probably a miss on Mr. Hasbro's part. Probably a big miss. Very, very big miss, honestly, now that I'm looking at it. Anyways, feelings that I haven't felt in a while. Feelings that I haven't felt in a while. I don't. Feelings are indifferent. Feelings mean nothing in business. But the question was asked, and I answered the question. That's simple. Very simple business practice. Someone asks you a question, you divert with mumbo jumbo. But the feelings, as mumbo jumbo as they are, the community feels them as well. And we feel the pain of the community. I am still waiting on my other coffee. Come on, coffee, let's go. Again, I'm talking about a wall in my basement. That could be costly for you, Mr. Hasbro. Well, I think I apologize. I actually don't know how to pronounce that. If it's Thea, I think I'm just gonna say Barr. Thea Barr. It was already costly for us, as D&D Beyond subscriptions being kicked down, 80% overnight, just vanishing into the night was incredibly costly. But we are hopefully building back the community, making D&D great again. How does Ryan Dancy comments reflect with you? I don't know who that is. Don't know who that is. Nope. Don't know. Is Hasbro buying Minecraft? No comment. As we've discussed it, you see these? My glasses are very crooked and it's very bothersome. Let me see. Oh, jeez. I gotta make it. My hair's all messed up. Mr. Hasbro. You gotta go live in 5 minutes, Mr. Hasbro, blah, blah, blah. Don't give me my allotted 15 minutes to fix my hair and my glasses. As you saw from our original statement, probably, I believe it was a few weeks ago, D&D is incredibly undermonetized. And we, as a company, would be remiss to miss this opportunity where games like League of Legends, World of Warcraft, Dota 2, Overwatch, Call of Duty. We would be remiss. We would be doing our shareholders a disservice if we did not try to tap into the microtransaction avenue. It's just bad business to not update your regular business model frequently. It's just not. So, that was our original plan. But as far as Minecraft is concerned, we don't have a comment on that. Not at this time, at least. Oh, I forgot. I'm actually on Twitch too. I need to fix that. Oops. Don't look at me. I'm breaking character. There we go. Sorry, I have multiple dashboards. I don't know what I'm doing. I have multiple dashboards. Oh, now you can hear me twice. I'm so sorry. LegalEagle updated a video, posted a video. We have been waiting for a response. I figured they're under an NDA or something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they are under an NDA if we're talking about Critical Role. Granted, like I said earlier, I don't believe that, I don't think they could say much. I honestly don't think they should say much. I think what they've done is really well done, honestly. But that's my personal take on the whole thing. Anyways. Realistically speaking, I think everything thus far, I think it's working. I think people are making a big difference. I think the unsubscribing from D&D Beyond was a crazy movement, and I am not kidding. Ow! Glasses and headphones don't work, everybody. If you're ever trying to wear glasses with headphones, they just don't work. It's not worth it. But I think the whole D&D Beyond, D&D Be Gone movement with all of this stuff, I don't know about you all, but I honestly have not felt like a part of the community, like a part of something this hard since I was in the Pokemon Go phase. When Pokemon Go first launched, my entire generation was out walking. We were exercising for the first time, and you would see people like 10, 15, 100 people just walking, and we all knew what we were doing. That feeling of a community and like camaraderie is back again with this. The only thing with this is it's kind of sad that it came to the, you know, something terrible to occur for this to happen. But honestly, this moment in the tabletop gaming community, I think is one of the most telling. If there's anything that I have noticed being a D&D focused YouTuber, it is that there is generally a lot of toxicity between Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, Call of Cthulhu, even within Dungeons & Dragons. 3.5 elitists, 5e elitists, you know, 2nd edition, advanced D&D. People are just so invested in those things. But this whole movement right here, every single person in the TTRPG community can get behind it. And man, it feels really cool. It kills me on the inside that this is something that occurred because of something so toxic and terrible. But honestly, it's fantastic because the community is coming together in a way that we have really never come together before. And I really cannot stress that enough, that this is amazing for everybody. And even though this is going to be some really difficult times for D&D in general, and Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast, it's going to be difficult for literally everyone involved, and I think that while we can joke about nobody won, because, you know, we can say, no, we all won, everybody, as, you know, the meme. While we can joke that realistically, nobody won, in the long term, I really do think everybody wins this. Wizards of the Coast is going to definitely struggle for a bit. But in terms of the D&D tabletop role-playing community, this is I think fantastic. I really think, as far as terrible as it started, it's going to turn into something great, and I'm very optimistic. Because even if Wizards of the Coast takes the dark timeline and they go pure Thanos, even if they do that, we have other avenues. And the tabletop community isn't just D&D, it's a lot. And every single person that I've talked to that is a hardcore D&D player is now open to anything else. And this is great for everybody because it opens up Pathfinder, opens up Call of Cthulhu, it opens up all of these other systems, Fate, that people can jump into, and it just helps the community in general, right? And then this, in turn, gets rid of all of this toxicity of this is better, that's better, this is all better, you know, D&D is better, Pathfinder's better, whatever, because everyone knows, or everyone's learned everything else at the same time. So it really, I think it really does help the community in a way that a lot of people aren't considering, because everyone is making it a very, what's the word? Like a, oh no, this is terrible news, very glass half empty kind of thing, which I understand because it is very difficult. But in the long term, I do think this will be good. Let's see. It's unfortunate that it took Hasbro Wizards to become the big bad for that to happen, though. Yes, I 100% agree. The fact that Wizards of the Coast had to become the big evil, the BBEG, for this to occur is a problem in itself. Yeah, I'll agree with that, because, you know, I have Pathfinder friends, and they always tell me to play Pathfinder, and I would love to play, but I started out playing Pathfinder, and I moved to 5e because, it was easier for me to DM, and we didn't have a DM. But I would love to, you know, broaden my horizon and everything, and this is exactly what it's doing. So the fact that Wizards of the Coast had to become the BBEG for this to occur kind of sucks. It incredibly sucks. But in the long term, and I don't know how long term, I think probably within about 6 months, until Wizards of the Coast finally gives up on this, it's only going to get darker for them, as well as the community. But if people keep up with this whole mindset of community, it's going to make a big difference in the long term. I'd say probably within a year, we're going to see a huge, not exodus from D&D, but a huge influx of other systems, which is going to be really, really cool. The community of min-maxers and rules lawyers, they trained us for the last 20 years! They did! That's hysterical. The community of min-maxers and rules lawyers prepared us to read the fine print on this OGL. That is a very hot take, and you're not wrong. That's hysterical. Oh my goodness, that's real. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to tweet that I'm live. That's something that I need to do. How do I do this? How do I do this? Guys, I apologize if you're about to hear me twice. I'm trying to find the link. There we go. Okay. Apologize about that. Mr. Hasbro. Mr. Hasbro is live. Alright. That should be good. Sorry, everybody. I had to learn how to retweet again. OGL new... What is this? They... you posted on Twitter, OGL News Critical Response, you chance to ask Mr. Hasbro your most burning questions. That is amazing. I love that tweet. Holy snot, that's hysterical. Oh, it's also incredibly hard to read chat with these glasses on, so if I keep moving them, I'm sorry if it's breaking character for you all. Let me see if I can put up there if that makes a difference. Alright, where am I missing? Yeah, I've got a couple of chats I gotta read up. Yeah, Thea, that was hysterical. I love it. Mr. Hasbro, bring me your burning questions. I shall answer them to the best of my legal capabilities. Exactly. The one set of people that you don't want to read a contract. Exactly, the min-maxers. God, that's hysterical. That is so funny. But you know what? And I will say, and I don't know how, because a lot of subscribers are very new because of all of my recent comedy sketches. So I apologize if you guys are new or older. I'm not assuming anything. I just want to say that a lot of my comments on my older videos were very, very rules lawyer-esque or min-maxer-esque, and there were a lot of people that would say min-maxers, rules lawyers aren't necessarily toxic, and they're not. They're really not necessarily toxic, because they can be good for the community, just helping people learn. I think the stigma with that stuff is the reason people have such a bad idea of what a rules lawyer is, realistically speaking. But it's just amazing. Anyways, let me pull this back up. I now have that over there, so I can pull up my... Oh wait, no, I can do this! Oh my god, I just broke my brain. I have 3 monitors that I'm using for this, and I'm still struggling to figure out where to click what button, so I apologize if I'm getting a little off track and everything like that. Alright, so we're gonna watch the LegalEagle one? Is that what we're supposed to do? Mr. Hasbro watches the LegalEagle video. Let's see what we got. YouTube. It's YouTube. Let's go ahead and talk about this stuff. Does Mr. Hasbro have a really bad Boston accent? I don't know. Let's figure it out. What do you think, everybody? Is that what Mr. Hasbro has? A really bad Boston accent? Do you think Wizards of the Coast will survive when everything... Or New York... I don't know what the hell accent that is. Do you think Wizards of the Coast will survive when everything settles? Wizards of the Coast will always survive, buddy. Alright? Wizards of the Coast will survive. Will you No comment. How... Security. No. Thea Barr. Again, I'm just gonna say Barg, because that's how I read your last name, and I apologize if it's insulting. I don't mean it that way. No, in fact, I, Mr. Hasbro, do solemnly swear right now that if Wizards of the Coast and D&D blunders or fails, that I will take no salary for my next year. It will then instead be put into stock options and everything else. But that's not technically salary, and no one understands what that means, so, because everyone's too dumb to realize it. Alright. Mr. Hasbro, if you fail to successfully apply to the new OGL to Wizards of the Coast, will Hasbro consider having an open user license for all its other property? MLP? Listen, Mr. Hasbro only cares about one thing. Mr. Hasbro cares about not the Home Depot receipt. Mr. Hasbro cares about the dollaroos. And the dollaroos that Mr. Hasbro has in his pocket right now is not enough to give up on this OGL nonsense just yet. So, we will not give up on this OGL stuff. We will continue to work until we make the community till we reach a conclusion and a mutually beneficial agreement with the community. Mr. Hasbro, will you back down to original OGL? We are currently in the process of making the OGL 2.0, but we're not actually going to give you any information about that until people forget about it. It's not far from the actual pronunciation of my name. Goodbye! Maybe I'll just say Balrog. Thank you, Balrog. No salary? After billions, you don't need a salary. Well, Dark Side of the Moon, let me ask you a question. Do you feed your family with money? Do you feed your family with that money that you get at your job? Yes? Well, I need money to feed my family too, because my family is not just my family. It is the entirety of Hasbro, Wizards of the Coast, and the community. So, it's difficult. If this salary goes away, then I can't throw that pizza party we were planning for the whole day tabletop role-playing community. So, consider that. When you unsubscribe from D&D Beyond, you're taking away a pizza party from your other community members. Mr. Hasbro does his own shopping. Must be hard times. No. Whoa. No. Misconception here. Mr. Hasbro does not do his own shopping. Mr. Hasbro has Mrs. Hasbro to do his shopping for him. It just so happens that Mrs. Hasbro is a bunch of unpaid interns, and that's probably a very not legal way of saying, Mr. Hasbro now needs another lawyer. Oh no! Oh no! Oh goodness. Will you fire head of Wizards of the Coast? Mr. Hasbro does not know who the head of the Wizards of the Coast is, nor does he care. Mr. Hasbro cares only about one thing, and that will be the monies that is incoming from the D&D Beyonds, as well as this OGL fun mumbo jumbo. So, take that into consideration. Anyways, I will do everything in my power to make sure this OGL is successful in Wizards of the Coast, and Hasbro continues forward into the next generation of tabletop role-playing games. We will be on top. And then I shall summon my Balrog, and we shall descend upon the community with our OGLs and our 1D, or with our OGL 2.0 and our 1D&D, and no one will be able to respond. No one can stop us. I don't think they will learn anything. They'll look at the sales data and make excuses. Aaron, listen, Aaron, all right? I'm not sure about excuses. This is all 100% legitimate. No gaslighting, no lies. None of this is actually occurring. It is purely factual. All right. I don't like the condescending tone you got there, Aaron. In fact, I'm very sweaty, and this suit jacket that I haven't worn in 4 years doesn't fit me, and it's very difficult. Mr. Hasbro might get another shirt on because I'm a very sweaty guy. Mr. Hasbro, we've seen the Home Depot receipt. If Mr. Hasbro does the shopping, why do you have the receipt? I'm still muted. Oh no. Sorry about that. This is what happens. My stream went all wonky. I was about to answer a question. And then my stream went weird. And you know what? I lost the question in all of the chat because of all of this production mumbo jumbo. This is what happens when I can't pay for a production team. This occurs and I lose important questions in the chat. So, I apologize, DatPie guy. I don't know anything about what you're talking. I mean, I lost your question. Barro, did you give your employees you had ejected from the building sick pay? It just happened again. I don't know what's happening. It's the weirdest thing. It's crazy. Technical difficulties, everybody. It's bananas. Oh goodness. How many users have left D&D Beyond? Well, I'm not sure of the entirety numbers, but you should take a look at some of the polls on the YouTubes with other content creators. There are quite a few that have had some difficulties resubscribing. Look behind you. You're on the top floor. Unless Wait, what? Wait. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Oh no, how do I do this? No. What? Hello? Hello? Oh, that. Don't look at that. Oh, you know what I could do? I could have a sit-down, straight-up chat with chat like this. Oh, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing this from now on. Oh, you don't even know what I'm about to do, everybody. Oh. Oh, look at that. Oh, Mr. Hasbro in his penthouse suite. This is fantastic news. It's probably going to be difficult to hear, so I'm going to fix my microphone. Put it right in the middle so everybody can struggle. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. I probably should have muted my microphone for that. My boom mic. Oh, boy. Alright, I'm gonna have to pop this up here, everyone. I apologize. Give me a second. Oh, let's see. There we go. Okay. Alright, let's see what Mr. Hasbro has for us today. We've got a question. Did you give the employees... I already... No comments. I don't have pockets in this thing. This thing is literally way too small for me, if you can't tell. It's literally tiny as heck. How do you feel about Critical Role leaving the website? No comment. I can't comment on these Critical Role schmucks because, quite honestly, we don't know how to respond yet. I'm talking to the lawyers about it, so don't worry. How many quit D&D Beyond? Well, if we look at the actual numbers, where's my numbers book? Where's my numbers? I lost my numbers book. Somewhere in the ballpark of 70-ish%, which is a real shame for everybody involved, if we're being honest. Let us see. Mr. Hasbro stand-up comedy hour. Have you found the source of the leak? Stand-up comedy hour? Okay. Mr. Hasbro stand-up comedy hour. Alright, here we go. First joke of the entire day. OGL 1.1. Boom! Got him! There are people that would trade their child to save Critical Role, and they know it. It's just how it is. I mean, here's the thing with the Critical Role situation. They responded exactly how they should have. Well, this is me talking, not Mr. Hasbro. They responded exactly how they should have, in a way that says, piss off, Wizards of the Coast, but without actually saying it. So I really do like their comment. Mr. Hasbro, your camera operator isn't focusing on your head while standing. Oh, Mr. Hasbro, you can just see my shirt. But this is a good chance to show you how relatable Mr. Hasbro is, because look, I have a shirt that says, my dog needs me. And if that isn't hashtag relatable, I don't know what is. So, just know, you can trust Mr. Hasbro. Alright. Did you find the leaker in your company? What's the punishment? Well, Mr. Hasbro is going to fix his screen because he's struggling to stand up right now because the suit jacket is very restricting. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh boy. Bear with me, everybody. I don't even know what I'm doing. Why have I done this? Alright, good. Good. Oh, back there. Oh, nuts. Oh, nuts. Ugh. You're getting a big shot of my chest right now. Look at how professional I am. Alright. Back to the sit down. And back to the music. Alright. Here we go. Did you find the leaker in the company? Well, we are currently having an internal investigation regarding this leaker. So don't worry too much about that. We are in the process of finding them. We have our ways, and that's all I will say. So, what I will say is they're gonna wish they weren't them when we find them. Exactly. Can we quote you about not knowing what you did? I don't... Listen, I pay people to know what I did. Bottom line, there's a reason this is a parody stream. Oh, man. Update that. There we go. Let's just make sure. Good. Let's just make sure we are being 100% safe. Alright, cool. Let me pull this up now. Okay. Can we quote, Mr. Hasbro, don't you have enough money? Well, let me count. Let me count. Alright, let me just count how much money I have. Wait, why is this all... Are we live? Are we legit live? How live are we? We're good. This is very strange, because I'm using a dashboard for this stuff. Stream settings? You know what? Can I use chat in Streamlabs? Does that work? Slobs? Slobs, hello? Is there a chat in Slobs? Nope, that's editor. Dashboard. Dashboard home. That's the... Ooh, maybe. Who knows? Close. Nope, I'm just gonna keep jumping between chats because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Alright, let's see. Still, okay, let me see. We were on the question about the Home Depot receipts and the money, not enough money. Well, let me show you how much money Mr. Hasbro has in his pocket right now, right? Mr. Hasbro, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33 digidollar dues in Mr. Hasbro's wallet right now. Now, does that seem like enough money to you? If it does, you're wrong. It's never enough. I need to put my Home Depot receipts back because they're very important Home Depot receipts. Mr. Hasbro, would you agree that your latest statement on D&D Beyond is full of lies and contradictions? I would say to that, Bartek, that no, they are not full of lies and contradictions. It is full of love and camaraderie with the community. And if you cannot see that, then I don't know how to respond. Anyways, next question. Mr. Hasbro, will Monopoly's board game IP be covered under the new OGL 2.0? Again, Mr. Hasbro is not a lawyer. Mr. Hasbro is a businessman who does not understand this mumbo-jumbo and is simply listening to his lawyers and shareholders. Let us see. Mr. Hasbro. Still waiting on that refill, Mr. Hasbro. I am! What a shame! Mr. Hasbro is still waiting on his refill of my sweet cream vanilla cold brew coffee from undisclosed coffee business. Let's be real. If Mr. Hasbro was drinking a coffee, it would not be this business. It would be another business. But I don't like that other business's coffee. I'm not a fan of it. But either way, I'm in the Northeast if you can't tell. Alright. We're as live as Ora. Yes, baby. As Toto Faux Show has asked, can you confirm the tabletop Monopoly will have microtransactions in it? Listen. Here's one thing I will say. Monopoly is a game, and I've been saying this for ever since I became Mr. Hasbro. Monopoly is a game where you purchase properties. It's my kind of game, right? I've been saying for years, Monopoly should have microtransactions. It is a game of transactions. Why not add microtransactions? I cannot confirm nor deny this will occur, but it has been my thought process that it is just a wonderful idea. Right. It already does. Hasbro Monopoly app has microtransactions. Well, I'm talking about the actual board game, sir and madam. The board game of Monopoly will have microtransactions. You want Park Place? You can pay a premium and get Park Place on your first turn if you do so choose, and it will be completely legal and legal and completely within the rules to do so. Mr. Hasbro, how does the backlash from the new OGL affect 1D&D going forward? 1D&D is meant to be backwards compatible. However, from what I've been told by our creatives, backwards compatibility is kind of stringent on a new OGL. So if we don't get this OGL stuff settled and good to go, then I'm not entirely sure of the future of 1D&D, if I'm being completely honest. Which means, unfortunately for the community, we're not going to get another copy of D&D Firm until this stuff is all thrown out into the trash. Until everyone forgets about the problem, and then we can move on with our lives. In my wallet. Mr. Hasbro, have you ever considered printing proxy cards for Monopoly and D&D? Proxy. Sorry, Mr. Hasbro did not register that in my brain for some reason. I need another refill on my coffee to read all of these properly and to actually register them in my brain. Mr. Hasbro, have you ever considered printing proxy cards for Monopoly and D&D? Yes, we have considered that. We have also considered multiple other features within the board games that we have under our licenses currently, but you know, those are all no comments at this point in time, as we're not ready to release them to the public. Mr. Hasbro, should I start charging my D&D groups microtransactions like $5.99 for a short rest and 10? See? Dat Pie Guy, you would do great at Hasbro or Wizards of the Coast. I believe you would be a wonderful addition to our team, Dat Pie Guy. Send me an inbox. My email is 1212moneyguy@hasbro.org. Mr. Hasbro, what is the impact of Orc? Well, let's be honest here. The Orc is it's a the funny thing about Orc is it's effectively the OGL in other form. Anyways, it makes it difficult for the OGL going forward, but together we will make it work. I'm not worried about that. We, as a community, as Wizards of the Coast, as everything, will make it all work. Mr. Hasbro, will Wizards and Hasbro do a full 360 when 1D&D fails, like with D&D 4? I don't remember who I was talking with about this, but we were talking about that. I think it was my cousin. We were talking about how this is how kind of Pathfinder occurred. Maybe we might do a 360. I get a little bit motion sick though, so I might not do a full 360. Maybe only a sick 180. Jesus. Congratulations, you've received 100 messages today. Oh, that's a restream. That's not a chat. Can you tell I'm new at this, everyone? Can you tell I generally don't stream? Jesus. Oh my goodness. Let us see. What is this? Koji. Every time you die in D&D, your session will pay $99 on the Hasbro app to revive with no DM objection. Ooh, Kaji. Ooh, you got the ideas, Kat. Maybe Mr. Hasbro should make this a group interview for you all. This is wonderful, wonderful ideas. Mr. Hasbro, why didn't you just spec more into charisma? Listen, I hate to break it to you, Joe Bro, but I am as charismatic as it gets. Do you see this wonderful second chin and this beautiful glasses, my unkempt hair and this suit jacket that is way too small for me? I am oozing charisma. And I can't put my glasses on properly because of my headphones. Are you worried about the lich of Gary Gygax coming to your corporate office and damning your souls? No! Please, Gary, don't hurt me. Holy snot, that's funny. I am very worried about that, Rav Bear. Incredibly so. But I have hired the best witch doctors around to protect our corporation. So I will sleep well tonight knowing that I have the best witch doctors protecting my soul. Gosh, we should apply to Hasbro together. Yes, you guys have some fantastic ideas. Oh, goodness, that's hysterical. Mr. Hasbro, have you ever thought of releasing a die without critical failure for a premium? On that note, hold your horses. I will be right back. I want to show you something wonderful. That is fantastic. I cannot wait to show you. It's right over here. Hold on a second. Okay, it was over here. It was actually over here. Hold on. Just give me a minute. It was right over here. There it is. There it is. Here we go. All right, Mr. Hasbro. So, here. It might be difficult to see because I have a green screen on. I have in front of me. Let me pull this up so I can make sure it actually works. 3 chonker dice. And hold them like I'm a freaking Yu-Gi-Oh! 3 chonker dice. D20s. Alright? Mr. Hasbro has been getting into some arts and crafts and made these, right? Now, one of these is not like the other. One of them is very special dice. These two are very normal dice. But this one is very different. As you'll see, this one right here is a beautiful chonker dice with a normal natural 1 and a beautiful natural 20. Wonderful. Have yet to be released, but I'm really excited to put these out eventually. But that's not what I wanted to show you. What I wanted to show you is this dice. It's going to be difficult to see because I have yet to paint it. But if we look, there's the natural 1. Oh, wait. No, wait. This is the wrong dang it. That's the wrong dice. Where did I put the dice? Oh, no. It's the wrong dice. Well, long story short, I have a dice like this, but instead of a 1, it just has a big L on it for, like, loss. And I was going to say, that's my microtransaction dice. If you roll that, you can pay me $5 to get a nat 20. That was my plan with that one. But yeah, anyways, I couldn't find it. That's such a bummer. Will you borrow the idea that comes from the chat today so you don't need to pay employees anymore? Well, here's the thing. Harold? I apologize if I say your name wrong. I think it's Harold. Harold? I apologize. Will you borrow the idea? Why do you think I'm streaming today? That's my response. Why do you think I'm streaming today? We need ideas, and we don't want to pay people for them. Ha 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 ha! Mr. Hasbro laughs in evil corporate voice. Ha ha ha! Alright. Mr. Hasbro, what is your most relatable class in D&D? And so, what is your alignment? This is a great question, because Mr. Hasbro is relatable to the community. Mr. Hasbro believes himself to be a lawful good paladin. Lawful good paladin, but quirky. I'm a lawful good paladin of Sylvanas. That's a quirky paladin if I say so myself, being a nature deity. Very, very strange. You know, because I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm very, very good. I'm a very lawful good person. I see the good in the world, and I try to do the best in the world that I can for everyone. But I like to have some fun when I'm doing it, which is why Sylvanas, I feel like, is a great deity for me. Maybe even Saloon. I like Saloon. Trickster God has some fun, but not necessarily bad in general. Very good, very good. That's Mr. Hasbro. Lawful good paladin, 100%. No doubt in my mind. Mr. Hasbro, I just gotta say, I love the fact that people are adding Mr. Hasbro in the chat. That is hysterical. I love the fact that people are adding Mr. Hasbro. That's hysterical. Let me see. Mr. Hasbro, why do you not have an intern to bring you things? Well, remember that comment I made about 40 minutes ago? I'm pretty sure they're filing a suit against me. So, I'm not sure. That's why I needed to retain more lawyers. I need new interns as well. Parody Mr. Hasbro is well organized. Is as well organized as the... Yes. I am arguably better organized than the actual company. Spoiler alert, guys. I'm not actually Mr. Hasbro. My name is Mr. Macaroni. And I say Mr. Macaroni because no one actually knows how to pronounce my name. But yeah, spoiler alert. Sorry, everyone. Mr. Hasbro, return the Arkenstone to the dwarves. No! How about selling loot boxes on the D&D Beyond app? So people can gamble for overpowered items. That is not a bad idea. Gamble. Where's my notebook? I need a notebook to write all this down. It's a wonderful idea. Beautiful. We might be going on a hiring spree, other Hasbro peoples. Thief. I am no thief, sir. I seem very... I hope that's a parody comment, because that's very hurtful if it's not actually parody comments. But I appreciate it if it's legitimate or if it's a parody. Daddy Hasbro. Oh no, wait, have we gone too deep? Has Mr. Hasbro gone too deep? Are we in too deep, everyone? We might be, who knows? Oh man. I might have to take this jacket off too pretty soon because I'm getting pretty rough. I'm getting pretty hot in here. And I might have to start taking off my jacket. Why is this being so weird to me right now? Maybe not, who knows? Okay. Mr. Hasbro is going... Daddy Hasbro. Mr. Hasbro's gone balls deep. Has never been your bro. I mean, listen. Hashtag relatable, friends. That's all there is to it. Oh, Totor. Really? Thank you so much. I need to figure out why that didn't actually show up on the screen. Because that should have showed up on the screen. But, Totoro Fojo, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate that, my man. Or, my man Totoro. Totoro! That's Totoro! Why can I not read? Thank you a bunch. Mr. Hasbro, I'm deeply sorry to see how unfairly the D&D community is treating you. Please use this money to buy 2 shares of Hasbro. Holy shit, dude. Oh, you know why? That's why. I think I'm just dumb. That's probably why. I didn't have the alert box up. I'm sorry, Totoro. That should have popped up on the screen. You should have been freaking... Everyone, thumbs up and at Totoro for being a cool dude. They gave me $5 to buy 2 shares of Hasbro. 2 entire shares! That's amazing. Thank you, Totoro. I really appreciate that. Mr. Macaroni, you need Mr. Hasbro t-shirts. But, listen, at this point right now, I'm still not entirely sure what I'm doing is okay to do. I could very, very easily... Wait, did I screw up the stream? No, I didn't. Okay. I could very, very easily be doing something not okay to do, if I'm being honest. If I find that I can do that, I 100% will. Maybe it'll be Mr. Hasbro, like bro, like BRO, like hashtag relatable, Mr. Hasbro. If I do that, that would be fantastic. Yeah, but we are looking to do merch eventually. The dice is one thing we want to eventually get into doing, like I showed you on the stream, but honestly, we're not there yet. We're just about to hit 4,000 subs, if we're being real. So realistically, we're not at that point yet. But I do appreciate the sentiment. I really appreciate Mr. Hasbro. You look like you're gonna pass out. Take off the jacket and have a friendly conversation. Yeah, I might I might do that, Magic Monster, but unfortunately, everyone seems to have so many questions for Mr. Hasbro. It's kind of hard for me to do that. And also, I can't actually tell if my live stream is super delayed. I'm gonna do this so I can see if it's very delayed. I don't think it is. I think it's... Okay, it's not delayed at all. Good. Yeah. Yeah, everyone thumbs up Totoro. Wicked cool dude. Let's see. Mr. Hasbro. Okay, I gotta back up. Mr. Hasbro, is it true that with the new OGL you'll be minting new Tiamat and explicit? No comment. No comment. Leave it to the CEO to solve tech problems. Exactly. William, I'm not cringe, man. It's not cringe. It's legitimate, okay? Pyramid scheme. I mean, listen. It's just a scheme. Why has it gotta be a pyramid? That's Mr. Hasbro's take on the whole thing. Mr. Hasbro, can you teach me the ways of the scam? Yes, I will actually, and I will use that comment from William to teach you. Everyone has a problem with this whole pyramid scheme mumbo jumbo. Get rid of the pyramid. Just scheme. That's it. And then you win. Or just take stuff. Profit. That's what we tried to do with the 1.1, but no one wanted to do it. Buy those 2 shares live on stream. You know what? What is Hasbro stock? I'm not buying Hasbro stock. I have plenty of stock with other companies. I'm not buying Hasbro right now. That is too risky for my taste. I'm not exactly a smart investor, but I'm smart enough to know Hasbro's not good yet. It might be, because they might be reverting and 360ing. It might be worth it again. Who knows? Mr. Hasbro, will there be a new NFTs hitting the market? Oh, I hope not. That was specifically why the OGL I think that's what we said in the OGL, we're not going to do that. But maybe I can't even remember that because it's been such a blur all week. Take off your jacket, stay a while. I am probably going to do that. Mr. H, bro. That's right, I'm Mr. H, bro. There we go. That's probably better than Mr. Hasbro. I think that's actually probably how I should be running this. Rather than Mr. Hasbro, it should be Mr. H, bro. Mr. Businessman does what a spider can do. Wait, I think yes, William, you got that wrong big time. I think I might, oh god. I might at least take this off for a minute, because I'm actually dying in here. Oh! Do you see how small this is, guys? This is literally... I bought this, and it was like... I can't remember. I bought this when I graduated college for job interviews. And this is like an $800 suit. I don't know why I did that. I have no idea. I had no money. I was a broke college kid. I bought an $800 freaking suit. And the next week... Where is it? The next week, it had like a hole in it, and it was ruined, and I was very upset about it. Anyways, I'm gonna put this on the back of my chair. Because when the lawyers come in, I need to look professional, so I need to be prepared for when they do come in. Oh, boy. But Mr. Hasbro, you said about Magic the Gathering you wanted NFTs and blockchains. Mr. Hasbro, with this, with other stuff, this Bankman-Fried mumbo-jumbo and all that good stuff, Mr. Hasbro has some slight concerns. At this point in time, we have no comment, but I'm being advised by my legal team to say that NFTs are bad. So, it's bad. That's what I will say. Mr. Hasbro, what is keeping your stock prices from falling? That is a wonderful question. It's probably the fact that we as a community are building back together. Building it back better. We're making D&D great. I mean, wait. Maybe no comment. Maybe no comment. Oh boy. I don't know if it's my dyslexia, but I read that Mr. HBO. Oh my goodness. That is so funny. Oh. Dyslexia. Mark, Mr. Hasbro can pivot. Mr. Hasbro, can we pivot our vision to making a Monopoly TTRPG and leveraging out other less profitable IPs? Content synergy and other business words. Okay, I need to figure out why my stream alerts is not working, because that's the second donation I've gotten that did not get the credit it freaking deserved. But I will respond to that question in a moment. Everyone, thumbs up for Mark in the chat. Thumbs up for Mark in the chat. Oh god. Does anybody know how to work streaming stuff? Good lord. Alert box. Test. Maybe. Oh, it's because I don't have the super chat turned on. I only have. Wait, I do have super chat turned on. Wait, it worked. It worked. Okay, good. It worked. Perfect. I don't know how I did it, but it worked. Thank you. Let's go back to that question. Thumbs up, not thumbs down. Thumbs up, people. Thumbs up. Can we pivot our vision to making a Monopoly TTRPG and leveraging in other less profitable IPs, content synergy, and other business words? Mr. Hasbro doesn't understand half of those words, Mark. I appreciate it, but Mr. Hasbro still needs to learn Pathfinder. I mean, Mr. Hasbro still, has no comment. But I very much appreciate that. A lot. Thanks a bunch. If anyone... Oh my goodness. That's too funny. That is too funny. Alright, let me go back to this. Transform... not knowing if Hasbro will come after you for doing a parody using the name... Yeah, I mean, listen. I could very well be going to get in trouble for using the name Mr. Hasbro, but it's clearly parody. If I get in trouble, I'll just get rid of it, whatever, and we'll be Mr. H Bro at that point. So, Mr. Hasbro, have you ever considered just milk the... No! We're not talking about that. We're not going that deep. Joe Bro, we're not going that deep. Mr. Hasbro, please remember to turn off donations before 750,000. Totoro, you're right. I need this to be capped at 750. What am I doing? Oh, listen. Oh, Mark, don't you run a stream? Listen, Mark, the one thing you need to understand is Mr. Hasbro can no longer afford to pay interns to run the stream for him. So Mr. Hasbro had to learn this all on the fly very quickly. So, no. Mr. Hasbro sacked the IT and is now having to work it out himself. Exactly. You get it. Thanks, Thea. Oh, man. Well, can I make a request for a name change to Mr. No, you can't. No, you cannot, Will. Bad Will. William Walsh is the non-parody of Mr. Hasbro. Oh, my goodness. Learn what? Mark, listen, Mark, I got your text message the other day. I'm bad at text messages. Yes, I do want to learn Pathfinder, and but I probably want to make a video out of it. So I don't know how. If you want to help me with that, we can at least go over that, because I do want to learn how to do Pathfinder. I was going to do something with, I think it was NoNat I was reached out to, but I can't remember NoNat ones. But there's going to be other systems coming up as well that I'm learning, so 100% want to do that. At least wait, I can't pay for free interns? No, Mr. Hasbro can't. We had an unpaid intern, unfortunately, but we cannot, an unpaid intern that we cannot bring up because they are mad at me right now, and it might be another problem that we have to deal with. But, you know, at least your technical issues are something that's very in character. See? These are the positive takes on things that we like to see. Positivity. That's what this community is all about. We want to be positive and uplift the community to be better. This is what we want to be. We want to be better. We want to be inclusive. We want to be, what's another buzzword? We want to be, woke. No, woke's not a buzzword. What's a buzzword? Oh, my intern left. My intern that gives me the buzzwords left. Oh, I can't believe this. Mr. Hasbro, have you ever considered that the unpaid intern could be the leaker? Mr. Hasbro needs to consider all options before making a statement on that. Mr. Hasbro, will there be microtransactions on the character sheets to erase mistakes? That's hysterical. Oh my goodness. Will there be... potentially. I like where your head's at, that pie guy, but nothing has been determined yet. Mr. Hasbro, should we invest in GameStop? Not financial advice. I will not be commenting on that. If I mention stocks, none of this is financial advice at all. Completely not financial advice. So take that into consideration. What you do with your money is on you, not me. Actually, no. Put it to D&D Beyond, 100%. Yay. Still not financial advice, but subscribe to D&D Beyond. Subscribe now and get the basic rules for free. What a joke. Oh my god. Mr. Hasbro, will there be microtransactions to make homebrew canon? Joe Bro, our goal is for your content to become our content. But our content does not become your content. Take that as you will. Oh, Mr. Hasbro, will we be sued if we use the printer copies of one D&D character sheets? No comment. No comment. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Anything that says the S word, I am not touching. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a good time. Oh, Mr. Hasbro is having a fun time right now, everybody. This is great. Mr. Hasbro, have you I can't get over the fact that people are adding Mr. Hasbro in chat. It just makes me smile. It's just so funny. Mr. Hasbro, have you considered what you'll do when you get a vote of no confidence? Listen, Mr. Hasbro caught some guy routing behind the dumpster of the Wendy's where he threw that tape out earlier, and I think Mr. Hasbro might have to move back into that dumpster. Mr. Hasbro, will we be S-worded if we use printer copies? Yeah, I'm not touching that again. I read that already. I'm just rereading things because I'm panicking. Mr. Hasbro, can we finally invest in a working ice cream machine? Listen, if there's one thing Mr. Hasbro has always stood for, it is working ice cream machines. Mr. Hasbro doesn't own the Wendy's, but those ice cream machines need to be working. We as a community need to come together to make that an important, not focal point, a key point. We need to make that a priority in 2023. Make ice cream machines work again. Hashtag make ice cream machines work again. That sounds actually terrible if you don't have context. Mr. Hasbro, will we have to pay for each printout of character sheets? Well, you see, Thea, there are actually multiple types of character sheets. There is the standard basic character sheet that you can get for free, and then there are add-on character sheets that you can add on sections like your feats section or your spell list section. So as you continue throughout creating your character, you can purchase an add-on to add additional features and abilities to your character. So, yes and no, depending upon how you can play completely standard normal, but if you play with the basic character sheet, you'll be playing as a level 1 commoner with no actual abilities or features, traits, spells, anything. Mr. Hasbro, how does one get the Sword of 1,000 Truths? What is your stance on the scandal that Jerry the Rat? That's a good question. Oh, what is this? Fry Minis, what's up? Hey! Fry Minis. If you haven't seen Fry Minis yet, he's another YouTuber. You should definitely go check him out. I just joined his Discord, very big in the creator space. Go check out Fry Minis, super cool dude. Thank you very much for the $2, Fry. Fry Minis, I really appreciate that. Why do we exist in the world? Okay, Fry, I gotta put this on for you. Hold on a second. I need to fit the character for you. In my tiny suit jacket that doesn't fit me. Well, you see, Fry Minis, we exist in this world to be together, to be a community. And I personally believe, as Mr. Hasbro, that our community needs to come together and stand with Wizards of the Coast and D&D Beyond. Because if we can build back D&D Beyond better, we as a community will be stronger and better off for it. So, make D&D Beyond great again is the long and short of my answer. Anyways, Mr. Hasbro, who was the one content creator that agreed with you, if any? Dat Pie Guy, honestly? And this is me speaking. I don't know if there was any content creator that actually agreed with it. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think so. I can't remember anyone. All I remember, when this all broke, me as Lee, this stuff popped off out of nowhere, and I made like four videos in like 2 days. But like, I don't remember seeing anything but like frustration and anger from the community, so I don't think so. Not at all. I actually don't. Mr. Hasbro, can we pay for level ups on our characters again? Oh, thank you for the heart, Fry. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate the $2, Fry. I really do. Go check out Fry Minis again if you haven't. Mr. Hasbro, can we pay for level ups on our characters against our DM's wishes? I am Doom. The DM always has the final say in things. Unless it's Wizards of the Coast, then we have the final say in things. On D&D Beyond, there will be add-ons that you can use to increase your levels, add additional feats, and such like that. At least that was the plan going forward, but those may change going in the future because of all of this stuff going on. Mr. Parody Hasbro, I'm not a lawyer, but I think you are safe mentioning the S word. As you have highlighted, this is clearly a parody. Thank you, Thea. I appreciate that. I assume so. Yeah, I do appreciate that. Like you know, I'm very new to this streaming stuff because of all this, but so I'm very hesitant to do so. And honestly, I'm not entirely sure even this Hasbro parody is going to be okay, because there are people and businesses that really don't like that. And with all the stuff going on, I would not be surprised if they went against smaller creators like this. But to be honest, if there's a problem with it, I'll just get rid of the videos. Whatever, I'm not worried about it. So thank you for that. I do really appreciate that insight. Thanks, Mr. Hasbro. Anytime, Fry Minis, anytime you have a question about life or money or spending your money specifically with me, feel free to ask. Fry Minis, we exist in the world to either collect money or spend money. Nothing more, nothing less. This is true. I Am Doom understands the meaning of life. I Am Doom. Fry Minis likes to waste money. Me too, Fry. Me too, buddy. That's so funny. Mr. Hasbro, do you have good internet connection on your multi-million-dollar yacht? Well, Joe Bro, unfortunately, because we lost so much money with this D&D Beyond, D&D Begone, mumbo jumbo, we had to make some serious cuts. And one of those serious cuts was the unfortunate loss of my gigabit internet on my yacht. And it was a very difficult decision to make. But difficult decisions have to be made sometimes, and sometimes you just can't do anything about it. unfortunately. So, it is what it is. My yacht does not have this good of internet is the answer. No. But then again, my internet is not that good either, so it is what it is. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, I think at this point, it's 3:15. I've done a lot of Ask Mr. Hasbro. I think now it's time we watch the rules, LegalEagle's video. I think this is a good time to do that. I think, because I have yet to watch it, and I do. Wow, are you kidding me? You've got to be kidding me. Okay, listen, guys, I turned my back for 1 second. 1 second. And this, if you're on Twitter, go to my Twitter page and you'll see what I'm about to post, okay? I stand up. YouTube does me like this. Really? There we go. Go to my Twitter page real quick and you can see what I just posted. It's actually, I can post a link in the chat, right? Look at this. Look at this garbage. Look at that. I got done dirty. Big time. I got done dirty. Big time done dirty. Oh, they did me like this. Oh, I can't edit my... Oh, you know what? I'm leaving that in there. I'm leaving the spelling mistake in there. Leaving it in. YouTuber does me like this. Oh, can't believe it. Mr. Hasbro, you can sack more employees and call it restructuring to get your gigabit internet. Thea, keep it up. There might be an unpaid internship position for you. Mr. Hasbro, can we buy YouTube to shut down all these obstacles? We could have before, but no longer. Unfortunately, the D&D Beyond stuff is been a bit of a hit in my wallet. Ask Mr. Hasbro could be a weekly format. Joe Bro, I don't hate that idea. In fact, I kind of like that idea. Except I might rebrand it as Mr. H Bro. Because just to avoid any potential issues. But I do like that a lot. Fry Guys Flat Bottom Boys makes... Shut up! Shut up! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Don't laugh at me! That's not cool. That's so funny. I can't believe that's the frame YouTube decided to go with. Like, seriously? Seriously, YouTube? You're doing me like this? I can't believe it. Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Goodbye, Goodbye, Fry Minis. Have a good nap, my friend. Enjoy your Saturday off and potential long weekend, depending upon your job. Have a good one, my man. Thank you very much again for dropping by. Everyone, again, last up, go check out Fry Minis. Super cool content creator on YouTube as well. Super cool stuff that is something that you will not see on my channel just because I just don't do it. So, go check out Fry Minis, everybody. Alchemy RPG for alternative to D&D Beyond. Yeah, Seeking Further Light. I am very, very curious about more Pathfinder information, so I do want to get into that. Looking fly for a white guy. Hey, that's me, baby. Very fly, very fly. Okay, at this point, I'm taking off the Mr. Hasbro. I'm leaving the glasses on because I feel like a cool dude. And we're gonna watch Mr. LegalEagle's video on D&D, Open D&D, because I'm curious about this stuff, and I want to actually hear what he has to say. So, oh, no, Nat put a video with Asmongold's face on it. Oh, no, Nat, you are... No Nat Ones is always one damn step ahead of me with these thumbnails, man. He freaking kicks him out of the park. Oh, dude, it's crazy. Alright, let me get this legal, there it is. LegalEagle. Okay. Let's turn off the tunes. And we're gonna go... Look like a bad Elon Musk. Wow. Wow, that is rough. I am like a bad Elon Musk. That's... I mean, fine. If I was a billionaire like him, I would be happy too. So either way. All right, let's go ahead and swap on over to the actual video that we're going to watch today. Because I do want to hear what he has to say. And again, where is this magical button that I continually forget? There it is. We're going to go ahead, transition over to this. All right. Now, you guys are going to have to help me here because the audio might be weird, and I don't know if it is going to be weird or not. But either way, let me know if it's too loud, too quiet, anything like that. My hair is a mess. Mr. Hasbro, what is wrong with you? Whatever. I'm going to turn this up, and you're going to let me know how the audio sounds. Mr. Hasbro, can I finally move my desk out of the janitor's closet? William, you shouldn't even have a desk in there. You were fired 2 years ago. What are you doing? The ultimate evil Hasbro Musk. Oh, no.
Dragons has altered the deal. Pray they do not alter it any further.
Let me get rid of my background, too, because I feel like that's just going to be in the way.
Because for years, Wizards of the Coast, which publishes Dungeons & Dragons, has operated under an open gaming license,
let's see how this goes.
OGL, that allowed people to create and profit from unofficial content in the Dungeons & Dragons universe. Or does it? It's time to think like a rules lawyer.
Okay. Let me update the stream. Oopsies. Let me update the stream name because, let's see. OGL News, LegalEagle? How do you spell that? How do we spell that? LegalEagle. OGL video. And Critical Roles response update all. There we go. That should now be updated on everything, I think. Boinkus. And we're going.
The idea is that the OGL is a legal framework that allows people to use the rules and ideas of the role-playing games to create their own works. And it was originally released in the year 2000s by Wizards of the Coast.
Ooh. Here we go. We've got a little surprise guest here. Hello. Well, hi, Pup. Hi, baby. Hello. Do you want to say hello to the camera? Oh, you're going to pull my headphones off. I can already feel it. Hello. Hello. Oh, speed. Pup. Hold on. Shh. Calm down. Hey. Hello, baby. I know. Do you want to play some more? Is that it? Alright, I need 20 minutes to watch this video, and then I can play with you, okay? Can you do that? Can you do that for me? Give me 20 minutes? Oh, the stretchums! Oh, hello. Thank you for the love. Okay. Alright, I need you to chill out. Give me a little bit of time. Just be patient, okay? Can you be patient? Alright, baby. Hey. Mwah. Good girl. Why don't you lay in your bed for now? Go lay in your bed. Alright, fine. Here, let's do this. Oh my god, my glasses. Let's pull your bed over here so maybe people can see you. Everyone likes pups. Oh, and she's gone. Did she go upstairs? Yeah, and she's up. Okay. Hold on 1 sec. Hello? There we go. Alright. Oh, if I eat this forbidden cotton candy. Mr. Hasbro, how come you keep William in the closet? We fired William years ago. I don't know why he's still here.
Have come to rely on the terms of the OGL to make and publish their own content under the aegis of Wizards of the Coast. But that was version 1 of the OGL. Now, according to a leak, version 1.1 of the OGL, which has not officially been adopted.
William is the one who leaked it? William, no, how have you done this to me? We fired you 2 years ago for this. You shouldn't have been able to leak anything. You've been hiding in the closet this whole time?
adopted makes huge sweeping changes that will affect anyone that makes content even related to Dungeons & Dragons. But this leaked version 1.1 update to the OGL is a mixed bag. It purports to crack down on sexist, homophobic, and transphobic content.
So, that's fine. No one has a problem with that.
With the Dungeons & Dragons name. It purports to grant a perpetual license to Wizards of the Coast for anyone that makes content using that license. It purports to require certain people who make content using that license to report that usage to Wizards of the Coast. And if you make over $750,000 in revenue, you have to pay.
What is this? That is not an accurate number. Not an accurate number at all. I did the math on this. My last video before making all this OGL stuff was about gold conversion to actual dollars, and that is not even close to the actual numbers. Oh, where do I see that? Where do I see that? Thea, 10 GBPs. I don't know what a GBP is, but thank you very much for 10 of those. For including the puppy, evil Hasbro hound. No. Not the evil Hasbro hound. For including the evil Hasbro hound, will we have stats for this in D&D Beyond? Hold on a second. I need to do this. Hold on a second. Don't look at those. Those are my video ideas. Shush. 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 Okay. So create a new stat block for evil Hasbro hound. Create stat block for Mr. Hasbro. Beautiful. Thea, those are fantastic ideas, and they may not be on D&D Beyond, but I will 100% put those in my homebrew content stuff. Guaranteed. That is a great idea. I love it. Yes, they will, because of that comment right there, Thea. Fantastic. I really appreciate the tenor, and I really appreciate that idea. It's fantastic. Oh, that's great. Oh. Anyways, Thea, thank you so much. Thumbs up in the chat for Thea. Balrog. Thank you so much. That actually means so much to me. Holy snot, that's crazy. I can't even wrap my head around that. Thank you so much. But if we take a look at this, okay, 416,000 gold pieces for 750,000. I just want to point out that, all right, I just want to do this. We're gonna do this real quickly. I'm not gonna watch my whole video because, let's be honest, no one's got time for that. Neither do I. We're going to do this real quick. We're going to go to my content. We're going to go to my, here it is. We're going to go to this. I have $95 in my wallet right now. But why does that matter? We're not watching this right now. We're going to go all the way here. Skip to the end. Trying to figure this out, I would say... Oh, wait. Where is it? I then compared that to the modest lifestyle, which would be 7 GP per week, and simply did math. 510.5 divided by 7 equals 72.9, meaning that by this metric, a single gold piece would be worth $72.90. Boom. One gold piece. I did the math. I spent a 9-minute video doing the math. All right? And 3 months of prepping to make this video right here. 3 months to make this one video. And I found one gold piece is worth $72.90. So if we go back to this one, $750,000. How much is $750,000 in gold pieces? 750 times 72.9 equals 54,675 gold pieces. Boom. There it is, everybody. You're welcome. You didn't even ask for it, but there it is.
25%.
What's up, Club Step? Racist content in a fantasy game? Isn't that like normal? Maybe. That's kind of the problem that a lot of people have with it, and that's kind of why I think they put that in the OGL specifically, is because some people do put that in there in a what's the word? In a aggressive's the wrong terminology, but in a way that is meant to, like, in a harmful way, which is, I think, the biggest problem. Heads up, your description has a misspelling. My description has a misspelling in it, and you're telling me now. Been a crazy week, friends. Time to chill out and go over some stuff with the OGL, Paizo, Critical Role, and all of our year. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. All right, let's get back to this.
Wizards of the Coast on certain marginal income. These are big changes. Now, it's important to distinguish the OGL from the actual Dungeons & Dragons rules. The Dungeons & Dragons operates under a set of rules that's up to version 5e at this point, and the OGL is not the Dungeons & Dragons rules, and generally speaking, those rules are found in the System Reference Document, the SRD. That's a 400-page document containing just about everything you need to know about playing D&D. The main benefit of the
Yes, that's it, Belliger. Thank you for that. I struggle to make words
OGL,
sometimes.
whether you're talking about version 1 or version 1.1, is that it allows people to use and reproduce the SRD, the rules. But for people who make content that just simply works with the rules but doesn't reproduce them, well, there's a big question about whether you need the OGL at all. Now, we'll come back to that later. Now, these sweeping changes caused a huge uproar among fans and content creators alike. But like I said, it's a mixed bag. On the plus side, it provides a relatively clear path to allow almost anyone to create officially licensed content, and that's pretty rare. It's not like Disney says, sure, you can make any Mickey Mouse content you want, just pay us if you happen to make over $750,000 in revenue. And if these changes were coming from a position of absolute restriction, like Disney has a lockdown on their IP, then people would probably rejoice that they have this pathway to make officially licensed content.
I think the difficulty here that the part that I don't fully understand, right, with everything that is going on with this OGL stuff is that the IP, right? From my understanding, the OGL was about the gaming license. It was about the system. It was about the numbers and everything. That's what I initially thought it was. I have since been informed that it might include additional things on top of that, which is where this IP stuff starts to come into play. Because he brings up the Disney point, which is a very good point, is if you have that IP with Disney, people are Disney is very serious about using their IP. But I can understand why Wizards of the Coast would want to protect their IP, even though, let's be honest, 90% of, D&D's IP is literally stolen content from, like, mythologies and stuff, if we're being realistic. I can understand that aspect of it, but the problem with it is it's not just protecting that. You're literally talking about stealing creations from other people that they're adding into your game. So you're harming the people that are putting effort into making your game better, and you're openly attacking them, I think, which is just the entire crux of this. I think protecting an IP is one thing, and that is at least understandable to an extent, but like going after people that build upon your brand and build upon everything that you have in a positive manner, I think is just, that's literally predatory and toxic and just a terrible business practice.
And profit from it. But as it stands, we're coming from the opposite. We're coming from a world where almost everything was totally open, and these restrictions are causing a lot of consternation. So many people are upset about this leaked modified OGL. And the leaked OGL differentiates between commercial and non-commercial content. People making non-commercial content are fairly unburdened. And the leak says that making money via Patreon doesn't necessarily count as commercial. So that probably covers a large swath of people who might otherwise be upset about these changes. Now, I'm not going to dive too deep into the changes of this OGL. It's reasonably easy to understand to the credit of the lawyers who drafted it, and a lot of the coverage has already...
Are we going to talk about how that was cringe as hell? I get it. He's just going over it, and he's not necessarily a D&D player, but that's just funny as heck. That's really funny.
He described what the implication of these purported changes are. And there are some issues as far as enforceability and promissory estoppel and reliance. Can you revoke a license that was granted in perpetuity? I'm not going to get into those. For a more detailed breakdown of the contractual provisions themselves, I'd highly recommend you check out the nerds over at Opening Arguments. They really go into the details of what the original and the leaked OGL say and what they don't say. It's absolutely the best breakdown of the contracts themselves. But I also think almost everyone is missing the biggest issue. And what I want to cover today is one of the more fundamental flaws with this whole setup.
What's that?
And I think, frankly, it changes everything. And as it happens, this whole controversy is a perfect opportunity to teach people about the difference between copyright and trademark. So,
Okay, So can you tell me you don't play D&D without telling me yeah, exactly. That's literally the vibe I got from that. So my guess here is he's going to talk more about the copyright of the IP rather than the actual game per se, is my guess. Because I do not understand, I am not smart enough to understand all this mumbo jumbo, right? I'm going off of what I read and how I kind of interpret it, but as far as the actual legality of stuff is concerned, that's where I look to people like LegalEagle to actually give me some information that makes sense, because I can't make heads or tails of stuff sometimes. Will Mr. Hasbro be getting a suit like that? Mr. Hasbro has no money anymore, and so I apologize. Although the tenner you just gave me might go to a new suit. So you've contributed to Mr. Hasbro's new striped suit. Thank you so much.
Mr. Hasbro, somebody just gave us $10
for a new suit.
Oh.
Win-win. But the original OGL has been around for a while, and it was intended to provide an open platform.
All right, let's see what he says.
And for some of the critical background on that history, I turn to the D&D expert and uber nerd, Matt Colville.
The products that they make for Dungeons & Dragons tend to sell best to players. Well, adventurers don't make a lot of money because...
Yes, Mr. Hasbro has at least $33 in his pocket right now.
There's only one of the 4 or 5 players at the table buy them, but you still got to make them. So his argument was, why don't we open these rules and make it so that anybody can make products for us? And that way, third-party companies will come along and they will make adventures for us. And they'll make other stuff too, but we don't care. And that way they'll support our product. And there was also some verbiage in there about how, and if those companies improve our rules and it's published under the OGL, then we can take those improvements, right? And then our game will improve. And that was a very egalitarian way of looking at things. And then fast forward, and Wizards of the Coast releases a 4th edition, which was very controversial and alienated a lot of fans. And so they sort of freaked out and released a 5th edition. 4th edition wasn't released under the Open Gaming license. It was released under a different license called the GSL, which was much more draconic and restrictive. And then 5th edition...
You mean they're repeating the same thing that they did with 4th edition? Only probably worse?
Edition was released under the old OGL, which is much more open and broad and empowers people to make the stuff they want. Privately, the reason Ryan said he wanted to talk the board into opening D&D was because he did not like the idea that any one company would control this hobby. Like, he was like, I think D&D should belong to everybody, and this is the best way I can think of to make that happen. D&D is, I think, more of a folk tradition and a hobby than it is a classical brand. And it has always relied on the people who play it, more so than any other game I can think of, except, perhaps like Skyrim, right, where there's so many mods for it. It's always relied on the audience to create content for it. Things like The Thief come from people playing in Los Angeles and coming up with a new class and literally calling up Gary Gygax on the phone and saying, hey, we got this cool idea. And he's like, oh, that's cool. I'd probably do it like this. And all of a sudden there's a thief in the game, right? So that relationship between the players and the people making the game has always been a lot more.
I mean, I think that's the crux of D&D, man, or tabletop games, is everyone makes content for it, and everyone has their own way of playing. I can tell you right now that my way of playing 5th edition is different from your way of playing 5th edition. Guaranteed we do not play the same game. We just don't. Because there's things in there we like, things in there we don't like. Nearly every table has homebrew, to some extent. And I think that's a big part that people don't seem to remember, is that there's probably a very, very small percentage of the population that is actually playing strict 5th edition, And I think that's something worth mentioning, because people have their own homebrew subclasses, classes entirely, straight down to the every lores. People aren't even playing in the Dungeons & Dragons, fandom universe per se, right? They're playing in their own creation, just using a set of basic rules that they follow as a structure to play said game. So, I mean, there's so much in there. Will Mr. Hasbro's video lore... Will the next Mr. Hasbro video lore be informed by the Q&A of the live stream? You know what? That's a great idea. I may actually do that, I Am Doom. That is fantastic. I might make it a weekly thing. Who knows, Mr. H Bro. 4E had they had the SGL, which exactly what happened, which is literally, we're reliving history right now as it stands.
More gray and weirdly nuanced than almost any other game I can think of.
Okay, so with that background out of the way, let's talk about the difference between copyright and trademark. I promise it will be worth it. Now, copyright is a certain legal protection for expression. When you have an original work of authorship, whether it is a movie or a novel, and you affix it to a tangible medium, well, then copyright will protect that expression. Copyright does not protect ideas, it does not protect processes, it protects expression. Whether that expression is in the form of words, or a painting, or a video, copyright will provide quite a lot of protection. Trademark is about serving to identify the source of a particular product or service to distinguish that product from other.
See, this part right here is very, very valuable to people like me, because I understand that OGL equal bad. I don't necessarily understand the context of stuff like trademark versus copyright, which is where this is super helpful.
Sellers in the marketplace. The idea with trademark is you don't want consumers confused. You want people to actually know what they're buying at the time of sale. And trademark is a little bit different in that it can last forever. As long as someone is actually selling the trademark good, that trademark will continue for the protection of consumers. Now, Dungeons & Dragons as a tabletop RPG product involves both. It contains copyrightable pieces of expression, as well as trademarkable elements that are meant to identify it in the marketplace. Let's use a board game.
Monopoly! Monopoly! Monopoly Man strikes again.
That everyone is familiar with, Monopoly, as an example here. The name Monopoly is trademarked. There is a long history of...
He picked Monopoly for a specific reason. There's no way he didn't.
The Monopoly trademark that dealt with years and years of litigation. Let's put that aside for the moment.
That was smooth.
The logo of Monopoly is also trademarked. The official Monopoly board, the actual squares and everything on it, that's copyrighted. That is expression. It's as if it were a painting. And then sometimes within board games, you have specifically detailed characters that can be copyrighted. For example, in Monopoly, Rich Uncle Pennybags is a copyrighted character.
Uncle
and in
Pennybags.
Clue, you have Colonel Mustard. Those are copyrighted characters.
I'm only a guest.
But the name of the game, Monopoly, is trademarked. So you can't go out there and create a game called Monopoly and sell it, even if the rules of the game are completely different. Yeah. But what about the opposite? What if you created a game that had a different name,
wait a minute. He
but
did.
What about the
he
opposite?
just flipped.
What if you created a game
really nicely
that
done.
had a different name but followed the same rules as another game? Well, that takes us to the fundamental flaw.
You're right, Pie Guy. We got to figure it out. We got to figure out what he rolled. Where was it? It was like right here, right?
Consumers confused. You want people to last forever, as long as someone is actually selling the and to identify it in the marketplace. Let's use a board game that everyone is familiar with. And sometimes within board games, you have specifically detailed characters that can be...
Right about here?
Colonel Mustard.
Where did he roll it?
And he's like...
and you source of a...
I'm not finding it. We'll go back.
I.e.
It's like the tap matches the other. And Wizards of the Coast has the right to the term, not the mechanics to rotate 90 degrees. To mark the card are used this turn. Other games use the mechanic and call it exist. Yeah, I think that's a great way of describing it. That's a great example, honestly. That you have the rights to the term, but not necessarily the mechanic per se. I think that's a great way. And I think this video is really helpful for people like me.
And published a book about it. The book did okay, but it really took off when another person created another book of basically just forms that used the same methodology, but didn't credit the original person. The original author sued, but the Supreme Court said that there was no copyright available because you can't copyright a method. And that idea was later codified in the Copyright Act of 1976, which said, quote, "In no case does copyright protection for an original work of authorship extend to any idea, procedure, process, system, method of operation, concept, principle, or discovery, regardless of the form in which it is described, explained, illustrated, or embodied in such work." So, for example, if you wondered why everyone could play the game Words with Friends on Facebook, even though it was an exact clone of Scrabble, well, that's the reason. Scrabble can't have copyright protection over the rules of the game. It can only really get trademark protection over the name Scrabble, not the rules contained therein. Now, there is a little bit of a wrinkle here in the sense that if you had a manual of rules, you do get a thin copyright over the exact expression over the rules as laid out in that rule book. However,
Okay,
you don't
so
get a
that makes more
copyright over the rules and processes themselves.
So this is a huge thing for D&D, right? Because that's what I thought the OGL was over. So I'm glad that I'm glad he's going over that.
In a sense, you can have something that has exactly the same mechanics, the same processes. It just can't necessarily have the exact same expression if you were to reproduce the rules perfectly, but that's kind of a minor quibble. So how does this relate to the Wizards of the Coast update to the OGL? Well, I think, and I could be wrong, that Wizards of the Coast is assuming that anytime anyone creates any content that happens to use the rules of Dungeons and Dragons, that it's covered by the OGL. I don't think that's the case. Now, this is not legal advice. Your mileage may vary, but as we discussed, you can't copyright the rules. You can't copyright the methodology and processes. And that takes us to the thing that no one is talking about. Here's part of the secret. The original OGL kind of sucks, and here's why. The main benefit of the OGL was that it allowed people to include the SRD, the system reference document, in their material. If your material doesn't require a reprinting or quoting of the SRD or the 5e rules, then you probably don't need the OGL. The original OGL allowed people to use what it called, quote, open game content, meaning, quote, the game mechanic and includes the methods, procedures, processes, and routines to the extent such content does not embody the product identity. Now, it did not allow people to use, quote, product identity, meaning, quote, product and product line names, logos,
I mean, that's obvious,
marks,
right? Like,
including trade dress, artifacts, creatures, characteristics, stories, storylines, plots, thematic elements.
He rolled a 6 on the D20. You think he's lying or he's bluffing? Very possible. Honestly, highly likely.
Dialogue, incidents, language, artwork, symbols, designs, etc., etc., etc. So based on what we've already discussed here, I'm not sure that there was much benefit to the original OGL. It mainly allowed you to use stuff that you were already allowed to use, unless you wanted to actually quote the expression that was found in the SRD itself. And the new OGL does basically the same thing. The leaked OGL allows licensed people to use, quote, licensed content. It says, usable D&D content, quote, licensed content. This is Dungeons & Dragons content that is included in the SRD version 5.1, including basic game mechanics, a curated selection of classes, monsters, spells, and items that allow you to make content compatible with Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. And then the new OGL goes on to say, not usable D&D content, quote, unlicensed content. This is Dungeons & Dragons content that has been or later will be produced as official, that is released by Wizards of the Coast or any of its predecessors or successors, and is not present in the SRD version 5.1. Unlicensed content includes things like the most famous Dungeons & Dragons monsters, characters, magic spells, and things related to the various settings used in Dungeons & Dragons official content
Which makes
over
sense.
years. What the old open license content referred to as, quote, product identity. So both OGLs purported to let you use game mechanics of Dungeons & Dragons. And in my view, that's stuff that everyone was always allowed to use.
Yeah.
But of course, the benefit of the OGLs, whether it's version 1 or version 1.1, is that it provides certainty. So there's that. But let's differentiate between two different types of content. In one bucket, you'll have what I'll call reproduction content. And in the other bucket, you have what I would call homebrew content. In this first reproduction bucket, you have things that would probably be considered from a copyright perspective, derivative works. That is, works that are based on a copyrighted property that Wizards of the Coast owns. So for example, if you made a t-shirt that features a character that is based on an official Wizard...
What? With Devin's
Dungeons & Dragons
That's great.
campaign, and you put that on a t-shirt, even if you paint it yourself, well, that's probably a derivative work. And you need to get the permission of Wizards of the Coast. And to their credit, Wizards of the Coast has a fan art policy that allows fans to create fan art. And this is on their website, and I don't think it's changed. But also in this bucket is stuff that reproduces the SRD. Remember, I said that they do have a copyright over the actual exact wording that's in the SRD. And recall that both the original OGL and version 1.1 allow people to reproduce the SRD. So if your livelihood relies on actually reproducing the expression of the SRD, you would need to abide by the terms of the OGL. And I don't think that has changed. And maybe you want to quote large sections of the SRD to put it into a reference manual, or maybe you want to put the entire SRD into a PDF along with your original content. Say if you created an entirely new set of rules, but it starts with a basis of the SRD and you don't want to have people referencing back to the old SRD, well, that is probably covered. And to their credit, both versions of the OGL allows people to do that if you want to quote the SRD. It creates a pathway for that. But this reproductive bucket consists of things that are based on things that Wizards of the Coast can actually copyright. In the second bucket, and this is the thing that I think most people are upset.
This is why CR might be able to move away from D&D. They don't use official name of creatures. At most, they may only use some of the gods, and spoiler, the current campaign might be killing them. Yeah, I mean, if they get rid of stuff like that, they would be fine, right? Like, but I mean, even still, like, I haven't caught up with Critical Role recently. I haven't watched the 3rd season. I haven't watched the last 5 episodes or so of the 3rd season, so I got to catch up on that. But like, I know in the 2nd series, spoiler alert, really quickly, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In the 2nd series, they used Saloon, which is 100% a D&D deity. But like, what about deities like Thor and those guys that are more like open and stuff? Again, I don't know anything about what Critical Role currently has going on, but yeah, if they change that, would that be enough? I don't know. I'm about to talk about it, so.
Set about would be homebrewed adventures and campaigns whose only connection to Wizards of the Coast is the fact that they use the rules in Dungeons & Dragons 5e. In this bucket, I'm kind of thinking about the things that you see on Critical Role or Dimension 20, where they create a campaign that is 100% original. The characters are completely new. The settings are completely new. And the only connection that these campaigns have to Dungeons & Dragons and Wizards of the Coast is that they rely on the rules that are set out in Dungeons & Dragons 5e. As we discussed, I don't think Wizards of the Coast has much protection over the rules themselves, the processes and methodologies contained in.
I might have to end the stream a little bit early. I gotta move some stuff, so I probably got about 5 minutes left of watching this video.
In the Dungeons & Dragons
but I want to go through.
So if you
Oh, there, you're fine. You didn't spoil anything. You're A-okay. I'll watch Critical Role when I get to it. I'm not worried about it. I've watched every season so far, but it's just, I'm not worried about that. I appreciate the apology, but I don't think you spoiled anything.
Otherwise original campaign, where the only connection is the fact that...
Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to give this video the time it deserves to read this, to watch it in its entirety. And I do have to go pretty quickly, and I'm not going to be able to watch it and respond to it in a time that I need to. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the stream now. And I think I want to see if I can get people that are watching the stream to go to someone else's stream and say, Mr. Hasbro sends his regards. I want to do that. So I want to end it on a fun note. I will stream later, 100%. I might do it tomorrow. I might do it sometime I actually will definitely do it sometime during this week, too. Maybe even tonight, depending upon how tonight goes. But anyway, I will definitely stream. Anyways, Mr. Hasbro has to move because he can no longer afford his penthouse. Yes, I'm getting revoked. I'm getting what's the word? I'm getting kicked out of my house. Exactly. Whatever. All right. If you guys, I have to end it tonight. I might be back later tonight. I'm not entirely sure. If you're on my Twitter, I'll post it on Twitter if I am or I'm not. Either way, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate all of your amazing support, your chat, your questions for Mr. Hasbro, and all of your donations. It means so much to me. I really appreciate it. You should DP Twitch streams. DP Twitch there you can send us on a raid. I don't know actually how to do that, if I'm being honest. I only know how to do YouTube stuff, so I will just put a link up. I want to send you guys to, it's kind of different content than what I do, but I want you guys to send over and say, Mr. Hasbro sends his regards, okay? If you all can drop on over to Indestructo Boy, he's the main man who started a lot of this stuff. If you can drop on over to Indestructo Boy and say, tell him Mr. Hasbro sends his regards, that would be fantastic, and I love you. So... anyways, I will be back maybe tonight, tomorrow, but definitely this week. Later on, I will do some more streaming as Mr. Hasbro. I might even make it a whole a whole weekly discussion, Ask Mr. Hasbro questions. So thank you all very much. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you all next time.